Hey guys, welcome to CRNT Designers. This is Chetan, and in this Blender tutorial we are going to learn to create the model from the concept mesh to the production ready mesh. In this workflow, we need to create the first concept model and then we need to create the right production ready model. Because in this workflow we get the concept art or concept 3D, and according to that we need to create the right topological model. And that's why the design is important and then topology is also important. So we need to keep the good balance in these two things. So this thing we are going to learn in this tutorial. So without further ado, let's get started. To make the model, we will add the plane, and then you need to scale this plane along the y-axis as like this. After that, go to the edit mode, add the center loop cut, and then use the edge slide, or you can move it along the x-axis and give the right position to it. Then you can select this edge and move this edge along the z-axis. Just we want to create the taper form at there. After that, you need to add the loop cuts like this, and then you need to use the knife tool and you need to create the slant cuts in this way. These are the cutouts because we want to create the design at there. Then you can select these faces and then delete these faces. Use the knife tool and then create a cuts like this with supportive edges. Then you can add the loop cut and then scale this loop cut along the y-axis. Okay, we will get this kind of form here. After that, you need to select everything and then E to extrude it and extrude it along its normal, and just give the proper offset amount for the extrusion. Then you can add loop cuts like this and use the edge slide at there. Then use the knife tool and create a cut like this for the supportive edges. And here you can use the edge slide and you can give the right position to this edge. After that, you can add the loop cut like this and you can see the face loop structure at there. Then you need to add one cylinder. I'm going with the 16 word cylinder. You can go with less word cylinder also, that's fine, 8 words or 12 words, anything. Then you need to select these words and then right click connect vertex path. Then select that edge loop and then Ctrl P, add bevel on it, and then you can select the word and you can move them along the x-axis. Just I want to create that blockout. With the help of that blockout, we will create the boolean. Then you need to add the array modifier on it and give the factor along the y-axis 1.5 and count will be 5. And then you can adjust the scale and then you can use the boolean operation, which is difference. Okay, that's look good. Basically here I want to create that curve structure, curve line, so that's why I'm going to add the cylinder with the 16 words. Or you can go with less word cylinder also. Just give the right position to it. And then you can go to the edit mode, select this center face and press I for the insert operation. Then you can select this face and then delete it. Then you can select the one half of the model and then you can delete them. And you will get this. So just select these words, then E to extrude it and move it along the x-axis, and same thing, extrude it and move it along the y-axis, and just create that structure at there. Just need to extrude it and you need to move this. So you can see I got that curve structure at the curve corner. You can say it's fillet. Then just isolate it and work on it. Just select this edge and then press F to fill the gap. And then you can adjust the scale along the z-axis as like this. Here I want to use the union boolean operation because that structure should be outside of that mesh, that plane base. So that's why I use the union boolean operation at there. After that, I want to create few more details on the model. So that's why I'm going to add the cylinder. Now I'm adding the 16 word cylinder and then adjust the scale and use the simple boolean operation at there, which is difference. Then take that cylindrical form and create one more boolean operation, means one more boolean details. Then you can adjust the position of those booleans. Now I have added one more cube and I have created one blockout on it just to create those boolean details. Then you can add the array modifier and count will be 3, so just give the right position. Create a boolean operation, which is difference. Just create that design. And now you can see we got this kind of blockout on the model, which looks really well. So this will be our concept mesh, and we need to make it the right production ready mesh. That's why just apply these boolean modifiers. You need to apply all the boolean modifiers. Then you can delete this cutter object. And now we need to start to work on this. So you can see here is a double face, so just delete this face. Then select everything and then press M and merge by distance, so double words will get merged. Then you can use the knife tool and you can create the cuts like this. Means we don't want that outside of part, so that's why I need to create first cuts like this, so we can delete the outer part. It's very simple that you just need to use the knife tool, and if there will be any double words, then you need to merge these words. So just select these faces and then delete these faces and delete these faces also. Then you can use the knife tool and you can create the cuts like this. And then fill the gap. So you can see this kind of form we want, and same thing I will repeat to this side also. You can see here, just I have repeated that same step. Then you can use the edge slide on this edge loop and you can give the right position to it. And now that's look good. Now use the knife tool here and create another loop structure at there. Then you can create the cuts like this. These are the supportive cuts, the supportive edges for that cylindrical booleans. Then you can select the words, right click, connect vertex path and create a path in between the words. That's pretty simple. Then select everything, merge by distance. Now you can select these faces. With the shift select, you need to select these faces. Then you can apply the scale and you can use the insert operation. Then you can use the knife tool at here and you can create the cuts like this. Basically these are the supportive cuts, so that's why create the cuts like this. And it's not difficult, easily you can create this kind of supportive loop cuts. If you take the less word cylinder, it will be more good to create the cuts because you need to take a little bit less efforts in that case. So you can go with the 8 words or 12 word cylinder, that's also fine. So you can see I have created the loop structure, supporting loop structures at there for all the boolean details. Then I need to select these faces like this with the shift select. And then just deselect the faces, only edge loop will be there, and then dissolve these edge loops, means that insert operation which we have created first time. And now just I have selected these face loops and then use the extrude along the normal to create the outer loop structure around that boolean, so it will support that boolean. That's also important, and just I forgot that at the first time. Then you can select the faces and then you can use the insert operation at there. But before that you just need to adjust the scale a little bit and then you can use the insert operation. Then just you need to select the words, right click, connect vertex path, and you can create the path in between the words as like this. I have created this already, you can see. Now we need to start to work on this part, and this is also very easy. Just you need to create the cuts like this with the help of knife tool. If you take the less word cylinders, then that will be more easier for you because it will create the less topology, means those less supportive loop cuts. Here you just need to create the cuts like this, and then you can add one loop cut like this and then connect the words like this. Just try to maintain the chord-based topology wherever it's possible and just try to achieve the good loop structure on the model. At the back side also you need to do the same thing. You can see here are the double words, so that's why we need to merge the words at here. Because of those double words we are not getting the loop structure, but now you can see we are getting the decent loop structure at there. Just use the knife tool and then create the cuts like this. Yeah, this is a little bit fast because it's too lengthy process of modeling, so that's why it takes time. Somewhere around, it takes me 1 hour to model this model, so I can't upload the real time, but I'm trying to explain you as much as I can. You can see just I'm adding these supportive loop cuts like this, and then you can use the edge slide to give the right position to these loop cuts. Now just you need to create the loop structure as like this. So just select these words and then right click connect vertex path, and then you can dissolve the edges at there. I use this loop structure in my every modeling. You can create this kind of loop structure, that supportive loop structure around the boolean. Then you can dissolve these edges. So just Ctrl X to dissolve these edge loops. That's it. And you will get this kind of loop structure, that means loop structure. Then you can select these edges and you can scale them along the y-axis. Make sure your individual origin should be on, and then you can scale them along the y-axis. Then you can add the loop cuts like this. These are the supported loop cuts to maintain the good form on the model. And now you can see that looks really well. Now we need to work a lot on this. Then you can select these cylindrical forms and use their insert operation and just add few more loops at there. And at the back side also you need to create the right topology. That's not difficult. Use the knife tool and you can create the cuts like this. At the back side you can keep few triangles and all these things, but try to avoid the n-gons. Then here you need to merge the words like this, and then you can dissolve these edges. You just want to reduce the topology, or we can create the loop structure, loop form at there, so it will just stick for that only part of the model, that details. So those edge loops won't affect another details of the model. That we can do. So that's why I have weld these words. Then you can add the subd modifier, and you can see the model looks little bit messy here because we need to add a few more loop cuts also. Then you can turn off the auto smooth, and then just need to start to work on the model a little bit more. You need to add the loop cuts like this. These are the supported loop cuts. Yeah, you need to add in this way. Then you can use the knife tool at here and then create the cut like this. Then just I am creating this supportive loop structure for that detail, that curve fillet form, and you can observe the topology at here, that how I'm trying to create the topology to support these details, and I'm trying to maintain the design also. Just create this kind of cuts, then we will think about how we can connect these edge loops together and we can maintain the good topology on the model. Start with the simple steps, you can create your model. You can see I'm just trying to create the supportive loop structure for the model, those details, nothing crazy is there. It's so easily you can create this. I didn't share the complete topology here, that how I create the complete topology for the model. Just I have shared how you can create the right topology at the top surface. Basically in this case I take the cylinders with the more words, so I did that mistake. But you can keep the less word cylinder and you can optimize your topology, means you can create the less topology on the model. So there are different ways to create the topology and you can use any way, means you can create the high res model and you can add the details, or you can create the less topological models and you can add the details, but you should know how you are going to work with your topology, how you will use the redirection, how will you reduce the vertex count, how will you increase the vertex count wherever you need it. So according to that you need to work with your topology. And now you can see the model looks like this. So just I have used my kit bash to fill these booleans just to add more details on the model, and easily you can do this if you have any kit bash. I have given the link of my kit bash in the description. Nuts and bolts volume 1, you can get it on our Gumroad store. In the next part we will try to create the model with the less topology, and then also we will try to maintain the good details on the model. So that's why we will learn the loop structure at there, how we can divert the edge loops and we can keep those edge loops for just only for those details. So we will learn that in the next part. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this tutorial then hit that like button and subscribe our YouTube channel. Bye bye, see you in the next video. Take care.